What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Gran scheme. This is Gran here, smoking it down with some Alliance War video. Finally had a chance to sit down and record all of the fights, and so here we are facing a Korean Alliance, 12.8 Alliance rating, 2400 War rating. Pretty close to us. We're 12.6 and 2500 War rating, so a little bit higher on the Alliance rating, a little bit lower on the War rating. I'm going to go in with rank 3 5-star Hawkeye, a rank 5 4-star Daredevil, and a rank 4 5-star Magik. Take the right path over towards Node 19, which is unblockable second special. I know that's a Mystic because Quick Shot has Mystic Detect running, and I thought about taking Magik in here for a bit because Daredevil has got wrecked by Dormammu here before, and a power lock would be nice. But I check his profile. Nothing really terrible there. So I mean, I know it's going to be Hood, it's going to be Dormammu, one of those two. I go ahead and take Daredevil in, and it is the typical Hood that I usually face here. So it's really not a big deal. There's one issue that one mistake I usually make with Hood, and you're going to see it come up here in a bit, which is quite common when I fight him. I'm not sure why I struggle with it with Hood, and that is I try to create some distance, and he, more than anyone else, comes after me when I try to get back and create distance, and I end up taking some hits that way. But it's not major. See, right there he got me, and takes about a third of my health off, and with the health that I lost as well with the what's it called? When you lose health right at the beginning, depending on class relationship, I can't remember what that's called, but that took a little bit, and then between those few hits, down about a third. But the rest of this fight is pretty straightforward. He's fairly free with his first specials, and so not a problem there. There is some lag in this Alliance War video, and I'm not sure where that's coming from, but anyway, hopefully it's not too disturbing or distracting with watching the video. Get off of L2 here, get him stunned, and follow up with a combo to finish him off. So nothing too difficult there, apart from that initial health lost and the few hits. Really didn't lose a whole lot with Daredevil. Next, we head up to node 28, which is the stun immune node. And now this is where you're going to see a few fights here where I'm fighting people that I'm not accustomed to fighting in Alliance War. And so this one is a strike back stun immune. I really thought about taking Hawkeye. He's been my finisher on this node when I mess up elsewhere. I don't see anybody that really jumps out, and so I'm thinking there's a 4-star Nightcrawler rank 5 in here, but I see that Cable and I hesitate. If it's Cable, and it is, then if I had brought Hawkeye, that would have been disaster. Every time I used a special with Hawkeye to bleed Cable, I would have taken the D-Gen, and so it's a good thing I brought Magik in. I did mess up there and ended up taking a few hits, and again, lost about a third of her health, like with Daredevil, but managed to get the fight under control here, use an L2, and you'll notice she stole the power there, but she didn't power lock him. Excuse me. Magik is pretty consistent on power locking, but it's not a 100% power lock. It's a pretty high chance, but it's not guaranteed, and so she didn't get it there. I've had to evade a few special ones. I do have a video on how to counter that, but I decided not even to try here because recently I've been trying to counter him, and my timing has been off, and so I thought it better just not to try to counter, just to evade and then wait for him to come, either intercept or take the blocked hits. But anyway, here we start to get a pretty good run going with the back off and intercept. I think people are calling that the backdraft intercept now, and using that SP2 just to keep him power locked. And the rest of the fight here, pretty straightforward, pretty simple, and he goes down without too much of a hassle. Trying to get the back off and start with a light hit. Had that was successful there, and then used a medium one there, but finish him off with a combo, and he's down. After this fight, head right. I'm going to advance Quick Shot up to the Thorns node, but I don't fight that node. I'm going to leave that for him and Dr. Voodoo. But when he clears that and 43 power gain, I'm going to continue to head right and hit node 44, I believe that's the number there. And this one is nothing too difficult as far as node buffs. It's a whole bunch of armor, and then Kinetic Reactor, which means they're going to gain power when I block. So I don't even really bother looking to see who this is. I know I'm going to use Hawkeye to keep that L1 under control. I anticipated either Punisher or Alliance, Agent Venom, which is who I usually see here, and surprise, I was right about Punisher, but it's Punisher 2099, and this really surprises me. I have never fought Punisher 2099 in Alliance War. I did not anticipate him being here. I messed up here on the L1. I know you just got to evade the first punch and then block, and then for some reason I just didn't get the block going. But the rest of the fight, the name of the game is just keep that L1 on him. He tends to block a lot here, which I'm okay with, because if he's bleeding, that's 344 or something per tick on the bleed, and he's only gaining about 60 back. So I'm going to let him bleed and sit back there. So here I'm going to try to begin to bait out this L1, because I don't want to. I can't remember what the animation on the L2 is, so I don't even want to attempt it. I know I'm not going to get back to my first special before he gets that L2, but he won't use it, and so I just go in for it. I decide I'm going to hold block here, try to bait out a heavy, so I don't have to worry about the special attack. Get a parry in, bleed him again, and he's going to sit back there and block again. But you see, even with his regen going, he's still losing 350, 340, something like that health per tick. So I'm going to let him block, let him bleed out, keep my block up, and take a few blocked hits, or bait out a heavy rather than have him use that L2, and then able to finish him off fairly easily. Move on over. I do not remember the number of this node, but this is also fairly straightforward. I know Magik is going to be the mini-boss and the main boss, and so I decided to take Daredevil in here because I think he's going to be the least useful for me against the mini-boss and the boss. And it turns out to be Ultron, which honestly I don't see Ultron on Alliance War defense very much, and so for an alliance of this caliber, I'm really surprised to see Ultron, especially on this node. Ultron just is not difficult. I mean, you can mess up and maybe get an evade and get countered by him after his evade, and that's a pain, but usually he's really not that bad, especially now that his regen is his base. You're going to see here in a minute he's going to get his self-repair, and I'm not able really to stop it until right at the end, and he does not gain a whole lot of health. It really is not a factor on Alliance War defense anymore. But right here he starts processing. I use my L1 and no stun. Only one, I think, in this fight that does not stun is the one it needs to stun. And you can see he's just going to be back there and blocking, and I can't parry him. Several attempts and finally do, but he's barely over half, so it wasn't really a big deal. And so continue my 4-hit combos and back off and either parry or bait out a special rather than chance and evade on that 5th hit. Here he's coming up to his second regen point, and so I definitely want to bait out this first special and then use my L2 if I need to, but got an evade there, not a bad deal. He does not actually ever hit that evade, that second regen point, so I think I did knock him past it when he was stunned. Excuse me, because I'm running max pacify, and right there I could have just got wrecked. For some reason, I thought it was a good idea to use an L1 there. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I thought if I could get it off, I could finish him off. And he ended up blocking the L1 and then just stood there and blocked. He could have countered me easy, could have had a few bleeds on me, and really wiped me out. So anyway, had to wait on some energy. I'm back. All 3 of my champions are about half health, mostly due to some mistakes on my part. And at the mini-boss, and I know that this is a Magik. This is his 5-star Magik, rank 4, a signature level 80, so she has a very good chance to be proccing Limbo when she crosses her power bar thresholds. But as I mentioned a minute ago, I am running maxed Pacify, and so my method for fighting Magik is to parry right under 1 bar power, and then push her over that bar when she's parried. I'm going to use Magik, excuse me, I'm not sure what's going on with my throat. I haven't had any problems all day until I started narrating this, but anyway, got to use Magik to power lock her. Decide to go ahead and use a Mystic boost, a Mystic special attack boost for 5%, and see what I can do. And so the fight goes pretty straightforward here. My method is, you'll see there's some lag in this video, I'm not sure what's going on. I did use the pacify, push her over that first bar. The second one I'm going to try it again, even though I know it's not a good idea for Magik, because it's a much higher chance for her second specialist, especially at such a high signature level. But I figure there's a good chance I'm going to get limbo too, so I'm not really worried about her limbo at that point. I just really want to get her power locked. And so managed to do that, and have a good chain going. I'm having trouble getting the parries. I end up blocking a lot, taking a lot of block damage, but get some intercepts in there, do get some parries. There I got some block damage again, but limbo was going, so it got saved. And you can see for Magik, I'm always successful. 5-hit combo, ending with a medium, using L2, no problem at all. Just keep her power locked right as that power lock is getting ready to expire, and use another one. But watch what happens right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and parry. Parried. I got parried right between the 5th hit and the special attack. I mean, there was a little bit of lag in the gameplay, I thought, before coming up to that, but I don't even see how that could have happened, how that could have affected it. Since I've recorded the video, and before I'm narrating now, I've watched a few other Brian Grant, Legacy, both had similar issues where they're just getting parried where they shouldn't be getting parried. And then I've had it also in since then in Arena, where I've got parried by the opponent between the 4th and 5th hit of a combo, or between the combo and the special attack. Anyway, so that was very frustrating. I had her halfway down. I was doing very well. I could have soloed her, but just one mistake like that in a few hits and it's done. Anyway, back to Hawkeye. I'm using, look at that, 865 damage per tick on this limbo. No hits taken so far with Hawkeye, but he is just, his health is going down. But my method here is to go ahead and, same thing, pacify, push her over that 1 bar of power. Limbo's just eating me up. It's only procced once, so I'm doing pretty well. I should have used the first special there, and I didn't. I should have used the first special here, and I didn't. And then, boom, miss the parry, dead. Champion number 2 down. Initially I was going to let somebody else finish this off, but I know Daredevil is not going to do any good against the Magik boss, because I cannot parry the Magik boss. I can't take advantage of pacify, so I'm going to go ahead and use him here and take care of this. And I'll count the number of L1s we have. She's at 33% health, so if I can get lucky with a few pacifies and limbos, I'll have her in assassin range, and then it's a pretty good bet. I'm okay. So that's number 1, and no limbo activated, so we're good. Here's number 2, no limbo activated, and we're still good. And the nice thing about Daredevil, his super high block efficiency. Not quite as high as Captain America, but still high enough. He takes 0 damage on a lot of these parries. That's number 3. First bar of power that we've passed, and no limbo damage. The other nice thing about this Magik, you'll notice, is there's no Mystic Dispersion, so really got lucky with all of these. There's number 4. With all of these baiting the specials and dexterities and stuff, she should have been proccing her power meter so much more, her limbo so much more. And she just doesn't, so no Mystic Dispersion. That's an opportunity lost for our opponents. Here's number 5. Number 5, past 1 bar of power, no limbo proc, so we are doing very well. I'm like thinking, whoa, I might actually take her down with my Daredevil. There's number 6. Number 6, no limbo proc on 1 bar of power. Gonna bait this one out. Good. And here we're going to parry and push her. There's number 7, no limbo on number 7, still doing very well. Lost a little bit to her special attack limbo there, but we're doing okay. And number 8, finally it procs, 865 per tick on the limbo, and look at that. Man, I thought I was dead at that point, but we're good. We're good, we made it. So number 8 procced limbo. Here's number 9, no limbo. We're good. Got her stunned. I can finish her off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she's not dead. And then 0, notice 0 damage taken from taking that special 2 because of the perfect block. 865 damage taken from the special attack limbo, and I'm dead. Does she have any health left at all? I go back in and look at that, 448 health left. I'm like, oh my goodness. If this... talk about frustration. It was terrible. Anyway, I was done there. No need to revive. Easy kill for my opponents. We did end up winning this war with one boss clear. Legacy took out the boss with the help of his alliance, with his help of his battle group, I should say, of course, in Battle Group 3. And so we handled them pretty well with exploration and got the boss kill and managed to get the win here. So anyway, it was a good war. I hope to be able to provide more of these videos for you in the future if I can actually manage to sit down and get the fights recorded. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and leave a comment below. And I will talk to you next time. Until then, this is Gran smoking it down. We'll catch you later.